Hi guys, welcome back to the next in this video series with the great man Dr. Peter Glidden. We're going to be discussing more Youngevity products. This one in this particular series is the Good Herbs range. If you are interested in getting any of the products right here in the UK or from Europe, there are links at the bottom of this picture which show you the links in the description as well. You will see that. Dr. Glidden, can you enlighten us as to why Youngevity have gone with the Good Herbs range and what is so special about them? What are they even?
Well, great questions. And yeah, in my opinion, so in Youngevity culture, there's the foundation packs, right, with the tangy tangerine, the health packs, the plant-derived minerals, the OsteoFX, the fish oil products. This is the foundation health products that deliver to the body all of the essential nutrients that the body needs to function the way that nature and God intended it to. Remarkable stuff. Once we have the foundation in place, it's a very smart idea to add a little icing on that cake every once in a while in order to help different systems of the body to optimize themselves. I mean, you go to the car dealership and you have the oil changed, or you have air put in the tires, or you have the spark plugs changed, or you change the air filters, right? You do different things in order to make the car run better. There is no better add-on to the foundation healthy packs in Youngevity than the Good Herbs products. And this is a very interesting subject historically, and it's also a fascinating thing to talk about just in general terms, because like the fella said, well, man made drugs and God made herbs. Who do you trust? Right? Botanical medicine is the scientific term for the therapeutic use of plant medicines. And plant medicines historically have had a remarkable track record of success. Again, based upon the supposition that plants have evolved over time in the same time frame that human beings have. That, we both share the same biome, which is planet Earth, right? Gaia. We both live here, and there is a symbiotic relationship. And, the cold-blooded people who only believe in science think that what I just said is baloney, but it's not. There is an intimate relationship between the human body and the plant kingdom. And when you understand this and investigate it and apply it clinically, that's when the magic happens. And the Good Herbs products are based upon recipes which literally, not figuratively, literally, are thousands of years old. And there's been the pharmaceutical industry has been around for what? A couple hundred years, but the botanical medicines have been around for thousands. And human beings have been using botanical medicines in clinical settings for thousands of years. And there's a tremendous knowledge base that exists in the world regarding botanical medicines, which ones to use, how to use them, what are they good for, what's the best combination. There's all these ramifications. And now look, I've been doing this for 32 years now, coming up on 33 years as a licensed naturopathic doctor in the US. And in the wonderful world of medicine, naturopathic doctors use botanicals more than any other profession. It's one of our mainstays. We know more about the use of botanical medicines than any other profession, with the possible exception of people who practice Ayurveda. It's our thing. And I'm here to tell you that the people who run Good Herbs, their methodology, the way that they make the botanical medicines, the raw materials that they use, are they going to use organic or are they going to use farmed? What are they going to do? Well, they're going to use organic. Are they going to use wild sourced or are they going to use farmed? Well, they're going to use wild sourced whenever they can get it. And if they can't get it wild sourced, they're going to get it farmed but organic. And when are you going to harvest it? You're going to harvest it in the winter, the spring, the summer, or the fall. And what are you going to use? You're just going to use the roots. You're going to use the roots, the leaves, the stems, the flowers, the fruits. What are you going to use? And how are you going to prepare them? Are you going to macerate them? Are you going to put them in 50 proof alcohol? Are you going to put them in 100 proof alcohol? Or what temperature are you going to let them seep for? And for how long are you going to do that? And then once you've done that correctly and extracted all the good stuff that you possibly can from the plant based on thousands of years of experience, and again, I'm not exaggerating, which herbs are you going to put together to make them work more effectively? Well, they figured all this out. No kidding. And in over-the-counter sales, like retail sales, right? There is no company that makes a botanical medicine to the same degree of excellence from start to finish than Good Herbs. And I know this because this is my arena. There is one other company here in the United States that does a similar job of excellence as Good Herbs, but they only sell to doctors. You can't get their stuff as a layperson. So this is a remarkable thing. And as kind of the overall holistic gestalt here is that the human body knows how to fix itself. Human body wants to fix itself. Human body is trying to fix itself all of the time. So it becomes the naturopathic doctor's job to develop and deliver therapeutics that support the body's ability to do that. That's why we give the 90 essential nutrients, because the body needs raw materials to work. Right? Just like your car needs oil, needs transmission fluid, needs gas, needs everything, right? Air in the tires, it needs a lot of things in order to work. Well, that's what we provide with the 90 essential nutrients. And then, as the icing on the cake of the body's built-in ability to optimize its structure and function, botanicals.
Sure.
So, right, the Good Herbs has prostate support. They've got blood sugar support. They've got all kinds of products to support different parts of the body. And my recommendation is, once you've eliminated the 12 bad foods and you've done the 90 essential nutrients for a couple of months, once a month, or maybe for 2 months, get a couple bottles of the Good Herbs respiratory support, a couple bottles of the Good Herbs female hormone support, a couple of bottles of the Good Herbs prostate support. Oh, by the way, probably a bad idea to get the female hormone support if you're a man. I would not do that. But this is it. Every couple of months, add a different Good Herbs product into your daily program, and you're gonna be amazed at the results. Now, of course, we have built into the therapeutic programs that I've developed and that Dr. Wallach's developed over time, we use different of the Good Herbs for different things. For instance, and that's different than just overall general support, right? So for instance, one of the most effective medicines to upregulate the immune system during times of viral stress, I think that would be important now, is a botanical medicine called olive leaf. And Youngevity with the Good Herbs is the most effective olive leaf extract that I've ever seen. It's called Super Olive Health. Very, very, very effective now. My recommendation is when you are experiencing viral stress or you're exposed to viral stress, you should be doing the Good Herbs Super Olive Health every day. And then, of course, other botanicals in the product line for different conditions, to help your lungs, to help your bones and joints, to help whatever. They've got it covered. And as God is my witness, the most sophisticated, best put together botanical medicines I've seen in over 3 decades of clinical experience. Remarkable stuff.
Yeah, and I remember when I was watching your lecture out in the States that you actually put a whole segment towards the Good Herbs products. But a couple of things that you mentioned was the fact that with a lot of botanicals, they just use the root or they just use the leaf or whatever. And you were saying that the magic with these as well is that they use like the entire plant, isn't it? That and that's supported in this extraordinary, what is it, the proof, alcohol proof that they get it into? Or I can't remember what you said.
Yeah, they use 200 proof alcohol, which is extremely expensive and extremely hard to get. And no other company does that, because most companies that manufacture botanical medicines or even vitamins, they care about the bottom line. So they don't want to use the most expensive raw material, right? They want to use the most cost-effective raw material, but not good herbs. And so good
Yeah,
herbs and right, so they use the top of the line stuff, and they'll source the organic form of the herb, wild crafted, which probably costs, and I'm making numbers up, but probably 300% more than if you got grade C from the herb farm down the street, which sprays it with pesticides and only grows it for 4 months, and then they harvest it. It's a completely different animal in the good herbs kind of gestalt. And there's
sure.
you mentioned something that's important to understand. If you go to the health food store now and pull a botanical medicine off of the shelf, most botanical medicines are in capsule form, right? So they'll extract the herb from the ground, they'll harvest the herb from the ground, they'll dry it at a certain temperature for a certain number of days, and then they'll pulverize it into a powder, and they'll stick that powder in a capsule. Well, that's one way to do it. But if you take the herb and soak it in alcohol, you pull out much more of the constituents and concentrate all of the phytochemical constituents in the herb way more than you can if you just powder it. An alcohol extract of a botanical medicine is far superior to a dry powdered herb. It's far superior to it. And if you look at the label of most botanical medicines in the health food store, you will see it says in the label, standardized to contain X percentage of this active ingredient, right? Now, that was a phenomenon that started in Germany years ago with a very famous German pharmaceutical company, and they kind of owned the world of botanical medicines, especially in the European theater. And they got it in their head because most pharmaceuticals have their origins in the plant kingdom, right? So the pharmaceutical companies will send scientists and botanists into the Amazon, into the Alps, and harvest different plants, take them into the lab, and look at them biochemically through different laboratory analysis methodologies. And then they look at all the hundreds of the chemical constituents that are in the plant, and they pick one of them, which they think is the most important, and they extract it out of the plant, and then they figure a way to amplify it, and recreate it. Or they just extract a lot of it out of, hundreds of kilos of the plant, concentrate it, and then put a percentage of that concentration into the product that they sell. This is called a standardized extract. And this is a really stupid idea. And it was informed by people who just didn't think it through, by people who didn't trust nature. People who think that they're smarter than nature. And that's a mistake. Every time you think you're smarter than nature, you're going to lose. So rather than do that, what the good herbs people did is they use everything that's in the plant. They don't standardize or extract anything or concentrate anything. They use everything that's in the plant based upon the supposition that nature knows best. And this is another reason that their therapeutics or their products, are so remarkable therapeutically. So remarkable. There's a guy that I play golf with. He's 75 years old. And he had kidney failure. His kidneys were starting to go. His kidney numbers weren't looking good. And they told him in a year or two, he was going to need dialysis. So he came to me, he said, "Hey, what should I do?" I said, "Well, look, you got to change your diet. You got to take these supplements, and you got to take these botanical medicines." And he said, "I'm not going to change my diet. And I'm no good at taking the supplements, but I kind of grew up taking botanicals, in my family in Italy. And so I'll do that." So I looked at him like he was an idiot. I said, "Well, all right, You're not going to do the whole thing. You're going to do part of the thing, whatever. Something's better than nothing, right? So I gave him a couple of the Good Herbs products. Gave him the kidney and bladder support and the circulatory support, I think. And this was 3 years ago. And once a year, because he was on Medicare, you know, in this country, he'd go in for a checkup once a year. And every time he did, his kidney numbers got better. And they got better. And they got better. And May of this year, 2021, his kidney numbers are completely normal. Completely normal. And he didn't do the full Megillah like I told him to. If he had done the full Megillah, he probably would have improved in 1 year. But just by doing the Good Herbs all by themselves, nothing else, his kidney function normalized in 3 years. Saved him from dialysis, right? It's remarkable.
It is, yeah.
It's remarkable what you can do with this stuff. And again, we need to be very clear here. You know, naturopathic medicine is it's cutting edge, 21st century medicine that attempts to bring the body into a state of health. And it's very effective, but it's not 100% effective. It's not guaranteed that it's going to work. So we have to take everything that I say and that you hear here with a grain of salt, that this is a very effective, this is a smart thing to do. This is a smart strategy. Is it guaranteed? No, nothing is guaranteed. Death and taxes are guaranteed, right? But that's about it. But you should try this. You should slam these doors and kick these tires. You should run this up the flagpole and see for yourself whether or not it works. And in this context, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And honest to God, Jonathan, most people just have no idea what they're missing.
I agree. I mean, we've seen some remarkable things with it over here over the time we've been selling it too. Well, listen, I mean, that was a fantastic insight. If you're interested in getting these products directly from the UK or in Europe, check out the links in the box below here, the websites where you can get that. There are links also in the description below. It's been fantastic. Thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you on the next video.
Very good. See you then.